What is up, everybody? We are still traveling. I tried to go live earlier 3 times. It crashed all 3 times. So I'm just going to film a video. It looks like a live stream. We're just going to film the video and post it because I'm not home, I'm traveling, and this is the best we can do right now. So anyways, we got a lot of information to cover with Ethereum because August 5th, Thursday, August 5th is a big day for Ethereum in terms of the London hard fork. A couple of upgrades which are taking place to the system. In addition to this, there's been a lot of talks about ETH 2.0, what's going on there, especially from a couple of major crypto exchange CEOs saying what they think about Ethereum and how it could potentially surpass Bitcoin in terms of market cap. After that, I want to talk a little bit about what's going on with El Salvador because surprising news came out from Bank of America, their opinion about El Salvador, what's going on with making Bitcoin as legal tender. After, we're going to talk a little bit about a $2 trillion opportunity, which is huge for the entire crypto space. And in the end, we're going to talk a little bit about adoption and more altcoins like Cardano, Dogecoin, and a couple of other ones. So if you enjoy this sort of content, well then please be sure to like the video down below, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to see exactly what I'm buying, selling, what I'm talking about, you can follow me on public.com. Just go to public.com/Michael. Completely free to follow me. It's just like Twitter for investing, and you can see exactly what I'm buying, selling, and everything else I'm talking about. So let's take a look at what is going on with the market. So right now the market is up 4.15%, and a lot of the gains we are seeing right now are driven by what is going on with Ethereum. Ethereum is driving a lot of the gains in the market because of this August 5th London hard fork. These are upgrades, software upgrades, which are taking place for Ethereum. We're seeing that Ethereum is up 8.24%. It's leading the way for crypto, up over 18% over the last 7 days. Interesting things are a couple of things with the technicals. When we look at the technicals and a couple of different moving averages, a couple of technical indicators, one thing I want to look at is with regards to the 50-day and the 200-day moving average, because Ethereum has really starting to break out versus all other cryptos. And we can see over the last 2 weeks or so, over the last 14 days, we have seen that ever since July 21st, Ethereum has had almost every single day with a green candlestick. We only had one day since July 21st, 2021, where there was a red candlestick for the day, and now we are continuing our push upwards. When we look at the 50-day moving average, we have broken above that, and we are well above the 50-day moving average on the 4-hour chart, and we have been above that for a while. That is a great sign in terms of short-term bullish trends, but another thing is with regards to the 200-day moving average. When we look at the 200-day moving average, we are also still significantly above that as well. We had broken through it back on July 21st, and things are looking much better for not only all of crypto, but especially Ethereum. When we're looking at what is going on, one key thing that happened is in the video the other day, I spoke about Ethereum. We spoke about the London hard fork, and I said that it was supposed to take place on August 4th. And it was. It was originally supposed to take place on August 4th, but the date was moved to August 5th by the developers. So that is something I just wanted to let you guys know because I had said previously that it was on August 4th, and it has moved to August 5th. Interesting thing about Ethereum is that while these upgrades are taking place, one of the biggest upgrades which is taking place on August 5th is called EIP 1559. There are 4 separate software upgrades which are taking place to Ethereum. The biggest, the most important, the most talked about is called EIP 1559, and this essentially makes Ethereum a deflationary asset. This is exciting because a lot of institutional investors, they choose Ethereum, they pick Ethereum over Bitcoin. I mean, they pick Bitcoin over Ethereum a lot of the time because Bitcoin has 21 million coins that'll ever be mined. It has a hard cap on the supply, and it's treated as a digital gold. On the other hand, Ethereum, now with this new upgrade, it's going to become a deflationary asset, and that is one of the things that institutional investors like to see. They don't want to see a coin that has unlimited supply that you can just mine as much as you want and it's never going to go down. No, with this new upgrade, it makes Ethereum a deflationary asset, which is going to make it much more attractive for institutional investors. In addition to this, one thing that is going on with Ethereum is Pantera Capital's CEO, Dan Morehead. He came out and spoke about Ethereum, and he said that this London hard fork, which is taking place on August 5th, 2021, combined with what is going on with ETH 2.0, which should be rolled out in the first couple of months of 2022. He said those two things combined should allow Ethereum to surpass Bitcoin in terms of market cap. He said that, look, right now, he believes that in the long term, Ethereum will be the #1 crypto. He says Bitcoin has and has always been the #1 cryptocurrency in terms of market cap. And if we look at the charts, we can see that Bitcoin's market cap is currently #1, $745 billion market cap, versus Ethereum, which has a $314 billion market cap. And he says, yes, that's always been the case, but he sees a trend, he sees it changing. He's Pantera Capital's CEO, and he has a lot of experience in this space, an inside look of what is going on. And he says what he sees and what he's heard from other experts in the field is that when Ethereum becomes a deflationary asset, which is August 5th, 2021, with this new upgrade, that is going to attract a lot more institutional investors. He said, in addition to this, with ETH 2.0, it's going to make Ethereum much more environmentally friendly. And that is something that is important to so many institutional investors. They want to make sure that what they're investing in is good for the environment. They have certain requirements with their investments that they have to keep up with, certain standards. And right now, that has been a concern about Bitcoin. That has been a concern about all cryptos. We have seen, like Elon Musk and Tesla have come out and said that they were going to accept Bitcoin. And then they said, well, it's not great for the environment, so we're not going to. And he says that with Ethereum having ETH 2.0, which has been on the back burner, which should come out soon, that is going to make it significantly more energy efficient and should attract a lot of institutional investors that maybe don't want to be involved with Bitcoin because of the environmental concerns. So that is something very exciting with that. So the big things going on with Ethereum is we first of all have the London hard fork taking place on August 5th, Thursday, August 5th, 2021. It's going to take place probably later in the day, and there's 4 different software updates. That is why we are seeing Ethereum up significantly, up over 9%. And many people believe that even though we have seen this rally, that it has gone up almost 20% in the last 7 days, that this is just the beginning, because now when we start seeing London hard fork, ETH 2.0, we're going to start to see big money players start to get involved with Ethereum, because previously they've only picked Bitcoin, but now Pantera Capital CEO says he is seeing a big change in what institutional investors are looking at. And we've talked about this a lot. We've talked about how Ethereum miners actually generated more revenue than Bitcoin in the last 3 months of this year. 3 consecutive months, Ethereum miners generated more revenue. We have seen that there have been a lot of inflows into Grayscale Ethereum Trust. We are seeing the trends change, and many people believe that August 5th is the date that we're finally going to start to see a lot of the big money players get involved. And then into early 2022, we're going to see an even bigger push as Ethereum continues to have more upgrades, become better for the environment, become more efficient, and become much more scalable. You're going to be able to handle more transactions per second. So those are all the things going on with Ethereum, and how a lot of people, especially Pantera Capital CEO, believes that Ethereum will surpass Bitcoin in terms of market cap, which will put Ethereum's price right around $10,000 per coin minimum. Moving on, let's talk a little bit about what's going on with El Salvador, because we've spoken about El Salvador a lot in the past, and there are a couple of concerns with El Salvador. One of the biggest concerns is that for Bitcoin becoming legal tender in El Salvador, we need to make sure that all the people have access to internet. We need to make sure that people have access to phones and have good data plans, because without internet access, cryptocurrency is useless. If you can't send, you can't access the internet, you don't have a smartphone, a good device where you can actually access your holdings, it is absolutely useless. And the problem with El Salvador has been that they are the second worst country in terms of internet connection, internet access in Latin America. They are only better than Honduras, so many people have been concerned about it. There have been a couple of reports that have come out that we've spoken about where a lot of people in El Salvador say they're not so thrilled about Bitcoin being made as legal tender. They don't really care about it. They don't want to be paid with Bitcoin. They don't want to pay items with Bitcoin. And a lot of people don't really like what the government is. They don't want to be paid with it. So many people have been concerned, but Bank of America has a completely different opinion. They said that, look, there are a lot of benefits for adopting Bitcoin as legal tender in El Salvador, and it could open the door up for many more countries. So even though we have all these concerns in terms of internet connection, in terms of data plans, in terms of having the right devices, smart devices, up-to-date devices. Even though there are all those concerns, according to Bank of America analysts, they're saying that the market has been excessively pessimistic about what's going on in El Salvador and Bitcoin being made as legal tenders, and being made as legal tender in the country. And they said is Bitcoin could be used as an intermediary for cross-border transfers, and using Bitcoin for remittances could potentially reduce transaction costs compared to traditional remittance channels. So they said it could be much more efficient in terms of sending money from country to country than using traditional financial channels. In addition to this, they also said that more than 70% of the adult population in El Salvador don't have a bank account. So even though people say they don't always agree with what the government did, the bottom line is a lot of the people in El Salvador don't have bank accounts, and this is a way to get people involved in the financial world without being directly connected to, financial institutions by accessing Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and digital assets first. It's much more accessible. As long as someone has a phone, they can access this. They don't need, as long as they have the phone and internet connection, they can access this. So that is what Bank of America said is another positive. It democratizes access to electronic payments. You're not solely relying on, cash anymore. Even if you don't have a bank account, you can use Bitcoin, you can use cryptocurrency, even if you don't have a bank account. And then the third thing is that they're saying it's giving consumers a lot more options. Even though some businesses are going to decide that they don't want to use Bitcoin, they don't want to use it, people are going to decide they don't want to be paid with it. Bank of America says that what's going on in El Salvador is just giving consumers more options. It's saying, look, if you want to use crypto, you could use crypto. If you want to use cash, you could use cash. If you want to use credit cards, you can use credit cards. And the bottom line is that people like that. People like to have options. It's like if you go into a store, and you only have cash, you want to make sure they accept cash. You want to, you hope they have change. If you have only an Amex, you want to make sure that the place you're going accepts Amex. You want to make sure that wherever you're going, they accept whatever form of payment you want to use. And according to Bank of America, they said that Bitcoin being made as legal tender in El Salvador, even though there are some concerns, there are a lot of benefits, and ultimately the benefits outweigh the cost of it. Moving on, I want to talk a little bit about a $2 trillion opportunity in the crypto space. So right now, Wells Fargo recently came out and said they're starting to offer crypto investments to clients. And this is a big deal because Wells Fargo, one of the biggest banks in the entire world, they oversee nearly $2 trillion in assets. And Wells Fargo just confirmed the other day, within the first week of August, that they are officially offering cryptocurrency exposure to its wealth management clients. And this is a big deal because they oversee over $2 trillion in assets. And while it's only going to start off with a very small portion, now that they're making this available, I would bet money that we would see more and more people start to take advantage of these opportunities. If Wells Fargo is offering this to their clients, I'm sure we're going to see more people go ahead and do it. One thing I always talk about with crypto is that a lot of people aren't going to go out of their way to make a Coinbase account, to download Binance and put in their driver's license or social securities number. They're not going to do it. If people already have, let's say, a Wells Fargo account, or they already have Robinhood or whatever they use, if those companies start to offer crypto services, crypto wallet features, then more people are going to get involved. If Apple comes out with crypto wallet, and then more people get involved. So Wells Fargo coming out with cryptocurrency services and allowing cryptocurrency exposure for the wealth management clients, this is only going to get more people involved in crypto. In the first 4 months of 2021, we saw the total number of global crypto users increase from 100 million users, like 100 million people involved in crypto globally, to 200 million. We saw the total number of cryptocurrency people in the globe double in 4 months. And I think with companies like Wells Fargo coming out with cryptocurrency offerings, with Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, all these other banks coming out and with major cryptocurrency offerings, making it more accessible to their clients, that is going to help increase that number even faster. And then lastly, one thing I want to talk about with regards to this is with regards to Apple. We've seen, let's say, Apple and Amazon have talks and job postings related to cryptocurrency. While Amazon said those are just rumors and they're not going to be accepting cryptocurrency in 2021. The bottom line is Apple has dozens of job postings for crypto. Amazon has dozens of job postings for crypto. Same with PayPal, same with a number of other companies. And all of this shows us that they are all working on developing cryptocurrency services. And ultimately that means tens of millions of more people are going to be involved with crypto because, for example, if Apple releases crypto on iPhones, there are over 1 billion active iPhones. Imagine if 1 billion people instantly had access to crypto and they didn't have to download anything other than go to their wallet app on their iPhone. It's going to mean hundreds of billions of dollars pouring into the entire space. So it's something just to keep an eye out on. It's nice to see that we're seeing, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Bank of America, we're seeing Wells Fargo all expand their crypto offerings. And we'll see what happens, with Apple and Amazon probably within the next couple of months. Speaking of what's going on with crypto, though, one thing I want to talk about is what's going on with regulations, because over the last couple of weeks, we've seen a big pickup in terms of regulations in the crypto space. We have seen the SEC chief named Gary Gensler. He came out and said that crypto is the Wild West. It needs stronger investor protection. They need to have more regulations in place. And this is important because Gary Gensler, he taught a number of cryptocurrency and blockchain courses at MIT for years. So when he was appointed the chief of the SEC, people were saying, oh, this is great for crypto. We're going to have someone who likes crypto, who understands crypto, who's taught it for years, be in charge of the SEC. But the thing is he says, yes, he has been interested in the technology. He's taught it for years. But the one thing to keep in mind is that even though he is interested in the technology, he still believes there needs to be regulations in place. And a lot of people didn't really like this. So we saw a bit of a scare in the market a couple days ago, drop a little bit when he came out with these comments. But ultimately, his goal isn't to suppress crypto. His goal is to make it so people are protected against fraud, because we have seen so many instances in crypto where people have been scammed out of thousands of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, even a $2 billion scam in Africa with regards to one of the largest exchanges in Africa. And we've talked about that before. It was two brothers who started a crypto exchange. And anyways, it was called AfriCrypt. And anyways, the bottom line is he says he wants to make sure people are protected and they're not scammed. And ultimately, he doesn't want to control what you're investing in. He doesn't want to say you can't invest in Bitcoin or you can't invest in Cardano or Ethereum or Dogecoin. He doesn't want to say what you can't invest in, because that's up to you. But he wants to make sure that people are investing in things that are safe, that aren't fraudulent. But if someone wants to invest in something very speculative, go ahead and do it. They're not trying to limit that. So ultimately, there's two sides to this. The good news with this is that we all know that in order for crypto to go mainstream, there needs to be more regulations in place, because institutional investors, companies like Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, companies that have been around for decades are not going to get in crypto unless there are significant regulations in place, significant protections in place. So that's the good thing with what he's saying. The bad side to it is that a lot of people are concerned. They're like, well, there are going to be more regulations on crypto exchanges. They might be crypto brokers and exchanges, according to new infrastructure bill that they've been talking about. We spoke about it in the video the other day. People might have to pay more taxes than they previously would have had to pay, and people are concerned about this. But the bottom line is if there are more regulations in place, it's going to mean that the big money players are going to get involved even more in crypto, which is going to mean the entire crypto market is going to increase in market cap. Prices are all going to increase. So it'll be something just we need to keep an eye out on moving forward. But either way, he compared crypto right now is the Wild West. He compared it to driving. He said right now, crypto is like when cars first came out and there weren't all the rules in the place on roads. There weren't rules about stop signs or street lights or seat belts. But over time, they came out with rules about seat belts, came out with rules about street signs. They added more over time, more about stoplights and all of that. And they developed that over time. Ultimately, help save lives, protect people. And that's what they're trying to do with crypto. They're trying to say, look, right now, we have this technology, but there are so many ways that people can get hurt. Not physically get hurt, but people getting scammed out of money. There's fraud. And he compared it to driving. He said, look, we need to have all these rules in place, just like stop signs and street lights. We need to have all these rules in place to make sure that people are protected. Nothing, obviously accidents happen. but they want to make sure people are protected. So interesting to see what happens here. The good news, regulations means big money getting involved. The bad news is that people like to see crypto as completely decentralized, not having anyone involved, and some people who are in the crypto space aren't going to like that. Next up, I want to talk a little bit about what is going on with Bitcoin adoption. So Bitcoin is officially going to be accepted at a number of different locations through a company called Bakkt. B-A-K-K-T. It's an app that is very large. A lot of people use it. They have digital wallet, ability to track and spend and send digital assets. Here's the website right here. Not sponsored. They don't talk about it. I don't know much about them. I don't use them. But what we do know is that they have signed a number of major partnerships recently. And the big one that they signed just within the last 24 hours is with Quizno. Quizno's, they are officially releasing a pilot program with the Bakkt app where you can go ahead and pay with different cryptocurrencies through their app. And they said that if people go ahead, download the app, and use it to buy Quizno's meal, they're going to be able to receive $15 worth of Bitcoin as a reward. And the important thing isn't that it's with Quizno's. The important thing isn't that it's Bakkt. The important thing is that this company, Bakkt, has had major partnerships with not only Quiznos, but also they have seen partnerships with companies like Starbucks. They did that back in April. They have seen other partnerships with a number of other big names, like, where are the other big names? Golf Now. They've had other partnerships with, where are the other ones? Best Buy, Choice Hotels, Pfizer, and a couple of other companies. And the important thing is here is not about which companies, what company is offering the services. The important thing here is that we're seeing widespread adoption for crypto. And that ultimately is going to help everyone involved, because if it's easier, like I said, if it's easier for people to buy stuff with crypto, if it's easier for people to own crypto, well, then more people are going to do it. People don't want to go out of their way, do something, download a new app they've never heard of, something that's very intimidating. People don't want to go out of their way to download something where they're going to have to put in their social security number, their driver's license. People don't want to do that. So as more companies offer crypto services, as more companies accept it, it's just going to help with widespread adoption. And lastly, I want to talk a little bit about what is going on with Cardano. Everyone's been talking about Cardano recently and what has been going on in terms of the Alonzo upgrade. Cardano has been going through a number of upgrades recently. Specifically, the most important one is with regards to smart contracts for Cardano. Cardano is very efficient in terms of transactions. They're able to process more transactions per second than Ethereum. In terms of energy efficiency, they're more efficient than Ethereum as well. The couple things they lack are that they don't have a lot of projects built on the back of them. Not a lot of companies use Cardano. Most of them pick Ethereum. And also that right now, like previously, Cardano had lacked smart contracts. Cardano has gotten smart contracts recently rolled out, and they're continuing to, build upon that. But they said just recently, the big announcement that we have seen is that a fundraising platform called Kick.io chose Cardano as its network to launch its company. Instead of picking Ethereum or one of the other major ones, like most people pick Ethereum, but instead of picking Ethereum, what they said, here it is, Kick.io. Instead of picking Ethereum, they chose Cardano because they said that, look, Cardano has been growing rapidly, very quickly. They've been scaling up the number of users, the active wallets, and the company Kick.io says that they have been disappointed with Ethereum's high fees, high transaction, and how it's not as scalable as Cardano. Cardano is able to handle more transactions per second. They also like that Cardano has proof of stake, and Ethereum is still on proof of work. So for all of these reasons, they said with fast transactions, minimal fees, high scalability, they like Cardano better. And I feel like a lot of people have said this recently as well. We've seen a lot of people talk about Cardano, how it's able to scale up a lot more than Ethereum, at least right now. It's more energy efficient, and the only thing that Cardano really lacks is that it doesn't have as many people, as many active wallet addresses, and there aren't as many companies building on it. So with this company Kick.io, which is essentially just a fundraising launchpad, a fundraising platform, way that companies can make money, the important thing about this is that as we start to see more companies build their business on the back of Cardano, versus Ethereum, that is what's going to help propel Cardano's price higher. Because the only way that like Ethereum and Cardano, the way that these cryptos are going to grow and grow exponentially is going to be when we see companies come out and build their business on Ethereum's network or on Cardano's network. Like if there's a Google or an Amazon built on the back of Ethereum or Cardano, that can change everything for that crypto. That can move Cardano from a number, I believe it's number 5 in terms of market cap. Yeah, it's number 5 in terms of market cap. That could easily move it from number 5 all the way up to number 1 if they have a major company that builds their business on the back of Cardano. So exciting stuff going on, but that's what's really going on with the market right now. The market's up 4.72%. Ethereum is continuing to drive the gains in the market because of what's taking place on August 5th. But this is just the beginning because August 5th is just the London hard fork. It is just the 4 software upgrades. But remember, we still have ETH 2.0 and a number of other upgrades, which are going to be coming out over the next couple of days and next couple of months for Ethereum. So that's what's really going on. I'm sorry we couldn't do a live stream today, but instead we just recorded the video, we posted it like this, and I'm still traveling like you guys know, so I don't have my normal computer. I just have a laptop, and I guess it can't handle running all the softwares simultaneously like the equipment I have at home does. So I appreciate all you guys watching. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to like, subscribe. Check me out on public.com if you want to see what I'm buying, selling. Completely free to follow me. Just go to public.com/Michael. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully for live stream. If not, at least for another episode. See you guys.